Hey, welcome back. In this video, I'm going over another example on using the method of undetermined coefficients to find a particular solution to a differential equation. In this case, the right-hand side is a trig function. What we can also do while we're working on this problem is we can actually find the general solution, and in order to do that, we're going to need to find the complementary solution first, and then we can add the complementary solution and a particular solution together to get the general solution. So let's get started on that first before we actually get to the method of undetermined coefficients. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to write the homogeneous differential equation that is associated with the original differential equation, and that is basically the same left-hand side, and then we just set the right side equal to 0. So then what we can do is we can write the characteristic equation for the homogeneous differential equation, and that's just going to be r squared plus 2r minus 8 is equal to 0. So we can simplify this a little bit further, where we have r plus 4 times r minus 2 is going to be equal to 0, and we're going to be able to see here that one root is going to be positive 2, and our other root is going to be equal to negative 4. So we can write our complementary solution, yc of t is equal to c1e to the 2t plus c2e to the negative 4t. Okay, so we're going to pause here, and we're just going to come back to this when we're looking for the general solution to the original differential equation. And by the way, the complementary solution is also the general solution to the homogeneous differential equation associated with the original one, but that doesn't really matter. It's just something kind of nice to know. What we're looking for now is the particular, so we're looking for a particular solution to the original differential equation. So because of the appearance of this cos function on the right-hand side, we're going to assume the particular solution to have this form. And it would have this form if this was a sine function by itself, a cos function by itself, or a sine and a cos function added together. The 2 inside the brackets here is coming from this original 2 that we're seeing here as well. So what we want to do now is we want to take the derivative of this. So we have yp prime of t is equal to negative 2a sine of 2t plus 2b cos 2t. And then we want to take the derivative again, so we get yp double prime of t, and that's equal to negative 4a cos of 2t minus 4b sine of 2t. Alright, so now what we do is we want to plug in yp of t to the original y in the original differential equation. We want to plug the first derivative in to where the first derivative is, and then we want to plug this second derivative in to the second derivative in the original differential equation. So I'm just going to move down here where we have a little bit more space because this is going to get pretty big. So we can just simplify this a little bit now and collect all of the terms that have a cos and then put them together, and collect all of the terms that have sine and put them together. Now, for the left-hand side of this equation to equal the right-hand side of this equation, let's take a look at what we have. We have something times cos of 2t, and then we have something times sine of 2t on the left, and then on the right we have we just have a cos t and no sine of t. So basically what that's indicating to us is that this thing that's multiplied by the sine of t has to equal 0 because it's not showing up on the right-hand side. And whatever this is has to equal 1 because that's the same coefficient that this has. Right? If this is equal to 0, this whole thing goes away, and if this is equal to 1, then we have 1 cos of 2t is equal to 1 cos of 2t. So knowing that, we know that we have then 4b minus 12a has to equal 1, and negative 12b minus 4a has to equal 0. And now we have two equations with two unknowns, so we can solve for a and b. So let's start off with this equation. We can rearrange this to have negative 12b is equal to 4a. So we're going to find that b is equal to negative 4 over 12a, or b is equal to basically negative 1/3 a. What we want to do is we want to plug that into this expression up here. So this is coming on over there. So if we plug in b, we have 4 times negative 1/3 a minus 12a is equal to 1. We can simplify this a little bit, give them the same denominator, so we have negative 4/3 a minus, that's going to be 36/3 a is equal to 1. So we're going to find out that basically that's negative 40/3 a is equal to 1, and we can rearrange that to find out that a is equal to negative 3/40. Alright, so we can take that, maybe let's put a little box around that because that's pretty important for us. We can plug that back in here. So we have b is equal to negative 1/3 times negative 3/40. And we're going to find that b is just equal to positive 1/40. Perfect. Let's throw a box around that one as well because that's pretty important. Because our particular solution was yp of t, and that was just equal to a cos 2t plus b sine 2t. And well, now we know a and b, so that's basically just equal to negative 3/40 cos of 2t plus 1/40 sine of 2t. So that's the particular solution. If you were asked to find the particular solution to the original differential equation, then that's it. And if you're asked to find the general solution to the original differential equation, then the general solution is just y of t, and that's equal to the complementary solution, yc of t, plus the particular solution that we found, yp of t, and the complementary solution we had up here was c1e to the 2t plus c2e to the negative 4t. And when we add in the particular solution here, we have minus 3/40 cos 2t plus 1/40 sine of 2t. So there you go. We have the general solution, we had the particular solution, and up here we had also just the complementary solution. So whichever one you've been asked to find, now you know how to find it.